Universal Heritage Television Nigeria. Today, we are continuing our program, Break Day Nigeria. That's our breakfast show. The discussion is still focused on election, and we are going to look at the forthcoming election due Saturday, 11th of March, for the governorship and state assembly polls. I have two people to discuss this matter. On my immediate left is Chibundu Uchebu, Program Director, Better Life Community Initiative, a civil society organization. Chibundu, you are welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning, viewers.
And next to him is Maureen Ezanika, who is a former legislative head at the 7th National Assembly. She's also a fiction author. And I have to remark that for the first time on this program, we are great to have a woman. Madam, you are welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
Yeah, my name is Afam H, your host. Please remember to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube platform. Madam, let me begin with you. The last election, I guess you were part of it, you experienced it either as a voter or as an observer. Now, can you tell us what is outstanding for you? What was significant? It is widely acknowledged that the election is flawed or was flawed. You know, there are a lot of irregularities. But looking at the two sides of every coin, you have the positive, you have the negative. I'm sure there must be something you may have to have commended.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir. And you're welcome again to this program, our viewers. I'll say that the last election was very huge for me. It downed my expectation. I happened to be a voter, and I also was an observer in the last election. And I'll say the expectation was very high, but the disappointment also was very, very high. To me, it's a charade of what we expected. Everybody came out to vote, believing that according to what the INEC promised the people, that it was going to be a huge transparent process for the electoral process, and that we end up having a new storyline for our political history and the electoral process as a whole. But I would say that people were grossly disappointed at the end of that election because INEC could not keep to their promise. There were a lot of irregularities in the last election, which everybody's talking about, which everybody knows about. And to me, I wouldn't really say that the good things that came out of it was quite significant. It was not significant, but the only good thing I can say I saw out of it was the youth came out in their numbers. People came out with all their might to vote. People came out with great expectation, but the negative aspect of that election was just something not to write home about.
It's okay. That is well taken. Chibundu, do you have anything to say?
Yeah. Actually, last month or 25th election, I saw enthusiasm. I saw patriotism. I saw the eagerness of young people attempted to take back their country. I saw a new Nigeria was to emerge, but all these things were punctured by inability of INEC, the electoral body in the system, in the country, to uphold their promises, one, to Nigeria, to Nigerians, and to the international community. I tell you, on 17th of January, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu at the Chatham House, London, promised the words that INEC is fully prepared to conduct credible election, to conduct peaceful election, and above all, to conduct transparent election. Election with technology, election with difference, and election with clarity. But all these things we are dented and punctured.
Okay, Okay, now, Madam, you see, just a few hours ago, the governor called on Imolites to turn up for the Saturday election, irrespective of whether their presidential candidate, the candidate of their choice, was elected or not. You know, I think he suspects that maybe the spirit of the people may be dampened by the disappointment. Now, do you think that people are already disillusioned and may not want to vote, just like the governor suspected? What are your feelings?
I think people are disillusioned already. People are disappointed. And from my observation for the past few days, going back to the field, going back to find out the mindset of the people towards another election that will take place on Saturday, hopefully. A lot of youths have gone about tearing their voters' card, their PVC. Some have destroyed it, some have thrown it away, you know, but we still encourage them to come out to vote on Saturday, because I believe there is still a due process of us going back to get our mandate back through the court process. So I encourage them to come out on Saturday to vote and still believe that something could come out of the last election. Something good could still come out of the presidential elections that was done on the 25th.
Yeah, Chibondo, do you not think it is too hasty for the youths to already start reacting? You know, without giving, allowing time, without, giving time to the courts to actually rule on the issues, since they have been approached by Obi and Atiku, so that we will now know the outcome of the election. Is it not a hasty action by them?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it is too hasty. Here are my reasons. One, every human being has a priority. These youths who have torn or destroyed their voter or PVCs, they have priority, if I'm to conclude. One, their priority for transparency was not met. It could not be that my own candidate didn't emerge. Yeah. It could not be their own priority. No. Their priority was transparency of the process. It's their priority.
Exactly.
Though the priority, you didn't see the priority there, you didn't see the transparency there, you have disappointed them. So what are they going to vote again? Who are they going to vote for? Strongly, it is not about their candidate didn't win or their candidate losing, but their priority of transparency was not met. That is one. Secondly, the judiciary. Going by the dictate of what had happened in the past, that people who had approached judiciary before for transparency, maybe for their own aspiration to be met, they were all disappointed. That priority was not met, because they will say, look at the conclusion. These judges, who appointed them? Who is paying their salaries? Who is accommodating them? Who is fueling their vehicles? Who is institutionalizing them? So these are the things they have looked at. I'm not in the league of people saying that because their candidate deal with that for they have turned their voters card. No, because their priority was not met. Their priority of transparency and accountability was not met.
Okay.
Moreover, we're here talking about youths who never believed in this system. Youths who never believed in the electoral system, and automatically they make up their mind to come and contribute. And for the first time, you're flooring them. So it's going to take a lot of talking to. It's going to take a lot of talking to get them back to believe in.
Exactly. And you must reassure them strongly, because there is no magnitude of assurance Yakub or Professor Yakub is going to give them again that will be quantified with the one he had assured before.
Except there is a transparency of getting back their mandates back to
what quality or magnitude of assurance is he going to give again? Going by what he had given before. I told you earlier, at the Chatham House, London, he told the world. Rare people go there to give their own progress, but here I know some politicians will lobby to go there, but he was formally invited by the world's leadership
to the Nigerians of the world.
Us, assure us that in the end, Nigerians' expectations are going to be met. I'll tell you again that international community is not interested who emerge victorious.
They were particular about transparency.
Consideration was transparent process.
Okay, now you have expressed your views, madam, and very strongly too. Now he sounded like he doesn't appear to have confidence in the courts because he believes
what has happened in the past.
That believes, okay, maybe because of what happened in the past. Do you also share the same opinion?
Well, like I told you, I was an observer, yes, and it's not the first time that we've seen people go to the courts, which we believe are supposed to protect the masses. We expect the courts to live up to expectation, but we've seen a lot of cases that gets to the court. I wouldn't want to start citing examples, but they came out the other way around, which was very glaring that something went wrong somewhere. You know, even when the lawyers try to prove their point, and you see that what they're saying is the way it is, you see the judges will come out with a verdict that doesn't that align with the expectations and the evidence is before them. So I am not having I don't think, although I pray that something good will come out of these electoral matters that will be presented to the court by all political parties that feel offended.
It's okay. Chibundo, you see, there were so many irregularities in the last election, and we could see them there. You know, there's so much. Now, starting from the logistics, deploying personnel and materials, you know, they came to the polling booths in so many places very, very late. Now, there were other issues of not uploading the result after the election. Do you think INEC would have learned a lesson drawing from the experiences of the last election? Do you think there is something new to expect this time around?
I said something earlier on the assurances of Professor Yakubu a few days ago that look at, oh, we have admitted all these things. I disagree with him. I hear my reasons. I didn't expect INEC to learn from the, because though every event you get experience, to get from the experience of what has happened on 25th of December, but to have learned from the experiences of the past elections. 2019 election.
No, you mean you expected him to have learned from the previous
election on issue of logistical challenges.
Okay.
Now,
not on the 25th.
I'm coming. Now, usually you'll be conducting, because this is not his first time of conducting election. He conducted the election of 2019. Yes, 2019 was his first time of conducting election. It seems that he did better than 2019 than now. He should have done better now than 2019. Look at the way anti-clockwise. Now, because conveying these INEC officials and materials, you require the assistance or collaboration of transport workers. Why didn't you learn from what had happened in 2019? You people came in 2000, you people came by 9 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. What were your challenges? You people said, oh, there's no fuel. Remember, CBN, Buhari, before 2023 said, INEC has no reason to fail. Making it Buhari to order CBN to liaise with INEC chairman so that they wouldn't say that it's because of cash that we are not able to do what we are supposed to do. Now, I understand again that he equally liaised with NNPC to give them special fuel so that they wouldn't say that, oh, we are lacking fuel. So INEC has no reason. That is what I said earlier, and I will keep saying it, that all the assurances of Yakub in these 12 days, they can never convince. They are not convincing anyway. They are skeletal, they are watery, and they're inconsequential. So, learning from them, and I pray, I must optimistic woman, I pray that set this election, we are going to have it better. I pray that, and I pray that our youth, those who are disillusioned, disappointed, dismayed, let them come out. But I'm not going to be the one. I have my reason. I'm not going to be able to start going to community, to start bringing them as now. Look at my reason. Before 25th election, I brought INEC, I brought Commissioner of Police, I brought Chairman of Peace Committee together on a radio station to talk to Ndimo, to talk to in the Southeast, able to talk to Nigerians. What will be the reason why you will not conduct a peaceful and transparent? INEC PRO, because INEC couldn't come, she sent her PRO for 2 hours was talking. Now, I brought people from the community. Now, yesterday, the people from the community, they met me. See, upon all the assurances of that woman, yeah, they fell. Now, there's nothing I will ever tell them again that they will believe me. Because they were believing me that, because they know I'm into civil society, I'm into electoral process, they were believing me, okay, now, to tell everybody that I brought all of them in the studio, yes, like this, Boss FM. Like this. I brought all of them, took care of all the expenses and equally the refreshment. Now start asking any question. Start asking Commissioner of Police question and start asking the Chairman of the Police Committee question. And they asked,
in the funding program.
In funding program. They were all convinced, but in the end, what happened? That is why a political party has approached me, not just big political party has approached me, please, because they have sent that people are not going to come out. They say, okay, please, I should, because I don't I'm confused because I'm not partisans and I do not belong to any political party. Please, I should go to the community, I should come, then you pay for my transport, then you pay for that studio too. I should come and tell people to come out, but I'm not going to do that. Because I told people before to please come out. What did they see? That I should go and tell them again, so if they will not believe me, no, I will not do that.
It's okay. That's Nigeria for you. That's what some of us call a Nigerian factor in everything. When we fail, we class it as a Nigerian factor. And that is a very huge challenge for our leadership. Well, madam, before the election, so many people did not give P2B a chance. Some say it's inexperienced, some say it's immature to being a first-timer. Now he came, and I think it was like a bomb. He shocked everybody. And even though unofficially, he's widely acclaimed to have won the election. Now, there is the bandwagon effect of P2B that steered that election, where we now saw heavyweights falling by the wayside. So many governors, could not get, the National Assembly is like a retiring point for the governors. All of them, when they want to go, they will go and but so many of them. So this bandwagon effect, do you think it is going to repeat in the State Assembly election? Well, that's it, riding on P2B, because many people voted for him and voted alongside the National Assembly.
If you watch P2B, they said he doesn't have structure, that he's coming out with a new political party that doesn't have grounds. And all that. But many people also forgot that he had an antecedent, he had a pedigree, he had evidences of good works he did in Anambra State, and his private businesses too. He has records to show. And people, Nigerians who desire change, started taking time to look at every individual candidate that came out to run for the office of the presidency. Now, people are no more talking about political party. We are no more, I for one, am no more interested in any political party. Many people that we canvassed for, we try to talk to the people when we try to create awareness, to tell them that they should go for individual, they should assess individual, they should study the individual that is coming up in whatever office, be it state assembly, governorship, or whatever. Whatever political office any man or woman is coming out for, they should break the person down, trying to know who is coming to represent us. Is it business as usual from those individuals? Or are we going to get our expectations? Is the masses going to be in the front line for their vision? Are they going to serve, or they want people to serve? Is it enriching themselves as usual? Now, to me, it's not going to be retirement for the old bag wagons as usual. It's not going to be retirement for them. I was able to see some candidates who are of the old political parties who have been in the system coming under the umbrella of P2B now to see if they can sail through hiding under P2B. But I also saw, by being an observer, that a lot of them lost the elections because people identified who they were. No matter the umbrella, no matter the shade they were trying to protect themselves under, people saw who they were. So this forthcoming election on Saturday, if it to hold, I'm not seeing it being business as usual. Because already some state governors who wanted to go into the Senate failed. They failed in their boots, they failed in their ward, they failed in their states. That's enough to tell us that people are now much more aware and the consciousness is there. Yeah.
Okay, madam, let me still stay with you. Now, let us narrow the discussion to our state. Yeah, this is very, very critical. The governorship election is not holding on Saturday in Imo State for reasons we all know.
Yeah.
Now, the legislators, many of them, or virtually all of them, are warming to come back. Looking at their performances in the past, do you think they qualify to be re-elected?
I'm very sorry to say, but in this last assembly, the state assembly, I never saw anything. I'm not seeing them achieving much when it comes to the area of bills and motions and actually carrying out some constituency projects. When you ask most of them, they will tell you insecurity. They will tell you insecurity, but you still see them do certain things within town that they should take to their various constituencies. And there was so much irregularities.
Personal things for themselves?
Not really personal things, but playing party.
Okay.
Playing party, kind of empowering their so-called party members, forgetting that they were there not just, for the people, not just because of party or party members. And moreover, there was this, I would say there still is a lot of inconsistencies in the in this assembly that is going out now. A lot of irregularities, always on on suspension. Honorable members being sent on suspensions, the people, the states, we can't even understand what the reasons are. You see this internal political struggle or tussle, and it's affecting us at the various constituencies, the various local government. There is nothing to show. 3 months they are on session, 2, 5, 6 months they are out of session. So to me personally, I'm not seeing any of them coming back, giving me a room to say, let's have new people to come in with new vision, with new energy, and do what is expected of them.
Okay. Chibundo, what is your thought about?
I do not have sympathy for House of Assembly members or to knock them. Now, let me ask. We have 27 AGA or elected House of Assembly members in here in the States.
Yeah.
None of them was there doing rochas.
None of them was there?
Doing rochas that first term. Okay. And in the rochas fourth term, it was when Imo people said they approved 4-year budget for 1 year.
4-year budget?
4-year budget for Imo State. Which is not, that is, the law said every year the governor will come and lay the appropriation bill.
For that particular year.
But Rochas presented 4-year budget to them, they passed it. Rochas first tenor. When you're not here in the state, they all passed it. Now we said, this is the worst of House of Assembly we've ever had in this state.
Exactly.
Now, that was, some of them left, some were there. Now, these ones that we are with Russia in 2015 to 2019, they were worse than these ones. Now, these ones now, in the presence of this governor, they are worse than the previous ones.
Too many
now,
consistencies.
We keep getting worse members. So that's why these ones coming now. That's why I say earlier, I did not sympathy for them, because they are still going to play along.
So none of them should come back. None of the legislators.
Even if all of them go and new ones come, I will not see any difference in them, because
no. Can I don't agree with you on that.
Can I finish?
Why do you say so?
Good. Because overall across the country, not only in Imo State, it happens in every state in this country. All the House of Assembly members, they are stooges to the governor. Where we have relief is at the National Assembly, where somehow they will be recalcitrant. Yeah. So no, the president said this, we are not going to do it. Yeah. It is not within the ambit of the law. No. That's why I say they're defying the details of the president. Yeah. That is where we have confidence in our relief. But the House of Assembly members, now, if all these ones, these serving ones are voted as entirely new ones coming in, by this time next 4 years, we are going to be here in a larger platform, and we are going to bring up this thing.
Why I disagree with you on that?
You are entitled to disagree with me.
Yes, why I disagree with you on that.
Are you running?
No, not at all. Neither do I have any candidate.
Okay.
But why I disagree with you on that is this. The awareness the people have gotten now, the consciousness they've gotten now, is going to make them to look for the best person to come and represent them in their various local governments. It's not going to be business as usual. They have the opportunity to call back. Yes, they now know that they can call back their legislators. So to them, they are going into this new assembly with some fear, with some knowledge that the people are aware of what is happening. Even the old woman in the village, she knows what it's called to call back your legislator. So that's why I said they are going there with a different mindset, especially if they are more of the new ones, you know, and also, like you rightly said, the governor who is in power and then the speaker who is in the power still have a lot a lot of influence over the state legislators, because they will always want to dance to their tune.
Okay, there is something, Chibundu, let me ask, there is something that is actually threatening the Saturday election, and that is the INEC request to the courts, you know, to vary the order they have made earlier on. That is Atiku Obi, you know, protested the election, you know, they went to the court to challenge the outcome. Now, INEC is saying that for them to reconfigure the beavers, they need time. And that is a threat. That people have understood that to mean that they are going to wipe away the records, the information in the beavers, you know, and that would actually. And meanwhile, both Atiku and Obi have been given an opportunity to go and scan and take all the information they require from the INEC records. Now, with this development, assuming it happens, because today is Tuesday, and the election is coming up on Saturday, INEC requires time, and the court has not given any value. So many people are already calling for the postponement of the election so that it does not affect the outcome of the court judgment, whatever is coming from the court, so that everything will be followed procedurally and correctly. So now, if it happens, it's a big issue. I want to ask, is INEC not supposed to have a backup information?
Good question. Good question. Good question. I've captured your question. It's a good one. Let me approach it from the angle of objectivity. So people are saying INEC has something to hide. I'm not going to come from that angle. Let me be objective here. Before INEC came up with this platform, Beavers, it reached its technical advisors in that system or in that office. Ask them questions. The workability and non-workability, the possibility and the impossibility. And again, I tell you, they traveled out of the country where they met or reason with nations that have had this type of platform, that have used it in the past. Now, it challenges its positivity and its workability, things that what it can do. Now, for INEC to have told the world, Nigerians, that if this process is not configured within this period, the possibility of us shifting this election, this election is high. I refuse to agree with INEC, because INEC must have been informed of the usage of this technology. Now, within this period, look at the way it's going to function. And I said earlier that this is not the first time INEC is conducting election. They must have known all this, is that in every year, Nigeria, every election year, after presidential election, depending on the arrangement of that INEC chairman, because during Jega, governorship came before, sorry, governorship election came, or before presidential election. But it was usually 2 weeks interval. Didn't INEC know that at the expiration of 2 weeks, we are going to have another election? And didn't INEC, this is not the first time we are going to court, the party who lost is going to court, say, okay, this the court, give me access, let me inspect this process. And usually takes time. So that 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Didn't INEC put that into consideration? Didn't INEC, the engineers who introduced technology to INEC, didn't INEC see the way it worked in that country? when they travel to these countries for rehearsal or for what do you call it, for training, they don't know, where they're not informed. Okay, this is the challenge these people are going to pose. Therefore, this challenge, if this challenge comes, use it, and if it doesn't come, don't use it. So this INEC bring this into consideration. So that's what let me approach from the angle of objectivity, not from the angle of indictment. No. So INEC knows what it is doing. So this thing they say is going to mark the possibility of having election on Saturday is not acceptable at all. It's not acceptable to us. Okay. Because INEC should have taken this into consideration.
Do you have any opinion on that?
Well, I think that is why the Igbo will say Emenwa Emegaro Dachi. If they had started uploading the results as was expected, as was promised, this issue of configuring the beavers and pulling out results before the configuration or however, shouldn't and wouldn't be coming up. If they had done the right thing, this issue of wiping out records and all that wouldn't have come up. And two, I would say that there must be a backup.
Yeah, because
yes, it's expected that there should be a backup, and the backup from the results that have been uploaded so far. You can get some figures from there, and there are still results that are yet to be uploaded. It's going to take time to reach out to these polling units. It's still going to take time to reach out to the various collation centers to be able to get, that is, if they want to do the capturing of the results manually, which is not still acceptable, because the one they've done so far, people are saying is faulty and it's not acceptable. So I would suggest that let them take time. You know, like he said, 2 weeks away from the appointed election, and take time to do the needful and come back before the election. I will not be of the opinion that the beavers should be wiped off and configured without getting the data that are there.
It's okay. Now we are coming close to the end of the program. Madam, let me still ask you. There is right here in Imo State, we recently cited a press release rather from the Nigerian Union of Journalists indicting the President Electoral Commissioner in the state, incidentally a woman. That's why I'm asking you. You know, women are expected to be top performers, and they have proven themselves in so many areas. We have the Akuniri, we have the, and so many of them like that. Now, a situation in Imo State where a woman is accused of playing along with the government and helping to, destroy the integrity of what's happened at the polls, and it's very unfortunate. If women, the mothers, are doing this, then what is actually the expectation of the rest of the people? Well,
I'll say it's very pathetic. I'll say it's very shameful. I'll say it's belittling, for her as a person, and it doesn't speak well of the women folk. But again, it doesn't mean that it's all women. A woman, a man is an individual and can automatically operate or be influenced by money. So if NUJ have indicted her in any way, then I think she should answer to it, and it's condemnable if it's found or validated to be true.
Okay, so what do you expect? Now she's still in charge in most states, and another election is coming. What would be your advice?
Well, my advice is if there is no trust on her to be the lady that will be the EO or the resident. Okay, the resident. Yes. Thank you for that. If there is no more trust from the electorate, then she should be removed. She should be removed.
I will take that as your parting word.
Yeah, she should be removed.
She should be removed.
She had when she arrived here late last year.
Yeah.
That was November last year. That we had confidence in this woman. Look, a woman is coming.
Yes, everybody had the expectations.
We are going to have a good electoral process. Now look at what the way she has conducted herself.
Playing
alongside with the politicians. Yeah. Destroying the figures that came out, not the figures, actual figures that came out from the polling units.
Exactly.
Now, look at my parting words, Sam. This woman should not be here to conduct Imo State governorship election for us. She should be removed.
If proven that she
No, hold on.
I'm not vouching for her. I'm not speaking as a woman. I'm not speaking as a woman. No, I'm not defending. No.
How do you want to prove it? He said there are technicalities associated with all this. It can be proved.
Let me come.
There may not be proved because of technicalities.
There is a process. They should go to court.
But for that to say election has to do with belief and confidence. It's not true.
That is why I said that.
When this woman is at the time of conducting governorship election for Imo State, are you telling me that people will come out? That people are going to believe in the process? Therefore, she should be removed before governor. We are not saying that she should remove that because we don't have time, because the new person will have time. We take time to go into the process, to study the process before conducting. But between now and November, it's a huge time.
Yes.
At the expiration of this election cycle, this Saturday, the woman should be removed. Her name is Professor Sylvia Ago from Enugu State.
My point is, in a process whereby the electorate don't have confidence, don't have trust again in the resident what is it called? Electorate commissioner, the person should be removed. The person should not conduct the election because there is no more trust, there is no more confidence.
My gentlemen and lady, this is where we wrap it up, and this is the much we can take our viewers. We thank you for being part of the program. Chibundu, thank you for coming.
Thank you for listening to us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, please, we have had it all from our guests, and we're asking you to not to be disillusioned, not to be disappointed. We will keep up the struggle. So take up your PVC once more and go to the polls on Saturday and vote according to your conscience, the person of your choice, the people you know that can bring about the desired change. Thank you so much. My name is Afam Echi, and this is Universal Heritage Television Nigeria. Please stay tuned for more interesting editions. Thank you so much.